Recording in progress. Okay, right, so coming to the end of your mat, feet hip distance apart or slightly wider, your choice. Goblin squat, so arms out in front. Lift the heels as you squat all the way down to the bottom, keeping nice and tall through the chest. Let the knees go wide, left hand to the mat, right arm to the ceiling. Brace the elbow into the knee so you could twist further around. Release and repeat on the other side. Twisting chest to ceiling. It's not about the arm, it's about the chest. You're rotating through the upper back. Bring the hands down to the mat. We walk out to plank. Find a good plank. Adjust if you need to, pause there. Let's go knee, elbow, your choice, one each side. Mindful mountain climber. Lower the chest to the floor with control. Let the legs go a little bit wider, nice and active through the legs. Take the hands, palms up, one on top of the back, one on top of the other, on the back. Elbows drop into the mat, feel the stretch into the shoulders. Lift the elbows, lift the arms and swim them all the way around. Thumbs up. And we're going to go 4-point lift. So arms and legs, reach them long and lift. You should still have space between your shoulder and your ear. You're not shrugging up here. Keep the space. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Release back down, cobra. Hands come closer. The wider the hands, the lower the cobra, so it's your choice. Nice and gentle. When you come to the top, pull the hands towards you. You're not moving, but you're pulling the hands towards you, which will give you a stronger stretch down the front of the body. Legs are active, glutes are on. Lower down. We're going to come to 90-90. Left leg over first. Use the hands under the shoulders to push you up. So sneaky push up in there. You find the 90-90, close the gap, come to kneeling, opening the hips at the front. Sit your bum back down, back to 90-90, back leg or left leg comes back over. Make sure you're reaching with that back hand to come over. Same again on the other side. Right leg comes over, use the arms to push you back up into 90-90. Close the gap, come to kneeling, opening at the front of the hip. Drop back down, 90-90. Right leg comes over. Now, you bring the left hand down, the right hand wants to reach. If you reach with that right hand, you should get, again, more rotation and more of a stretch before the leg comes over. Back up, through all fours, tuck the toes, come back to your goblet squat. And then once we're here, let the knees come wide. So we're going to come into extension first. So the arms are going to open, the chest is going to lift. So knees wide, arms wide, chest lifts, chin lifts. Hold and breathe. So you're extending. We're trying to arch the spine. And then we're going to round. So chest comes between the thighs, arms come towards the ears, and you're rounding forward. Straighten back up, arms out in front, come to standing. Same thing, knee to opposite wrist this time. So same again, squat down, left hand down, right arm up. Switching sides. Both hands down, walk out to plank. Right knee, left wrist. Return, opposite side. Return, lower the chest to the mat, the whole body to the mat, not just the chest. And then take the arms behind, palms up, drop the elbows to the mat. Stretch for some of us, maybe not others. Then lift the elbows, keep the arms high, swim them around out in front. Again, keeping space between the shoulders and the ears. Active legs. Lift, 4-point lift. Nice and high. Glutes active, quads engaged, calves engaged, toes pointed. Lower back down. We're going to do 2 more lifts. Lift and hold. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Lift and hold. And lower back down into your cobra. So hands come a little bit closer. Lift the chest. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the hands back towards you. Glutes are engaged, legs are still active. Lower back down. Hands come under shoulders. Let's go right leg over. Right leg over. Can be left and rights, right? Close the gap, come to kneeling. Opening the front of the hip. Control it back down. 90-90. Right leg comes back over. Really twist and reach for the mat until the very last minute you bring the leg over. left leg. Into 90-90, close the gap, come to kneeling, lower it back down, 90-90. Again, front arm comes down, that back hand reaching gives you the rotation and the stretch, all the way back down. Back to your goblet squat or goblin squat, nice and wide through the knees into extension first. So opening the knees, opening the chest, hold your balance, lift the chest, lift the chin, and then round. Chest comes between the thighs, arms come close to the ears. Straighten back up, come to standing. Side planks on this next one, probably with some leg movement exploration. So same again, drop it down, wide through the knees, one hand down, opposite arm up into your twist. Switching sides, twist it up and walk out to your plank. Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart or slightly wider. And we're going to rotate to whichever side. Let the feet come over, let the hips twist, and the arm comes to the ceiling for your full side plank. I'm going to hold it there. Your choice. So first of all, the next bit is to try and stack the feet. That's a challenge. You might want to try and just hover the top leg an inch off the bottom leg. That's a challenge. You want to try and make yourself a star. That's even more of a challenge. And release whichever option you chose. Top foot, make sure it's in front so that you can pivot back to plank. Readjust if you need to, and then over to the other side. So the feet windscreen wiper across, the hip starts to twist, the hand comes up. And pause. Your choice again, stack the feet, hover the leg, take it up into a star shape. Make sure you're pushing down with the bottom hand, push the floor away. Keeps the hips lifted. Ooh, she's losing her balance. Lower the leg, bring the top leg in front, and then pivot back to your plank. Same thing, lower the chest to the floor. Hands one on top of the other, legs a little bit wider. Drop the elbows. Lift the elbows. Swim the arms around. 4-point lift. Full extension. This is super, well, not Superman, we're calling it Superwoman, aren't we? Hold 3, 2, 1, and lower down, go straight again into the next one, lift and hold. And release one more time. Lift and hold, 3, 2, 1, and release, hands come closer, cobra. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. You can lift the chin, you can pull the floor towards you, make sure the legs are active. Lower part way, bring the hands under the shoulders. Let's go right leg over. Push yourself to 90-90. Close the gap. Come to kneeling. Lower back down, 90-90. Twist to reach for the mat. Reach, reach, reach before the leg comes over. Same on the other side. 90-90. Close the gap. Kneel to open the hips. Lower back down, 90-90. Back leg. Twist, reach for the mat, and come on over. Back through all fours. Back to your goblin squat. Nice and wide through the thighs now, as wide as you can. Extend so we open the chest. Oh, cracking breastbone. Chin lifted, chest lifted. Balance, and then round. Straighten up, power out of that, come to standing. So we're going to finish on the mat this time, and then we'll start with the flowing stuff that we've been working on. So same again, down you go, knees wide, one hand down, one arm up, bracing on the opposite thigh, and switching sides. Lower it down, walk the hands out to plank, side plank again, because we can. Let the feet go, let the hips go, arm comes up. Your choice here. I'm going to do a leg movement instead of just a lift and hold. So you're going to slide the top leg until the foot reaches the opposite knee. And then you're going to turn your knee to the ceiling. Ooh, which will do that. It will throw you off balance. Turn the knee back down so it's pointing forward, and then slide it back down, place it in front, and pivot to plank, and then pivot to the other side. Hold your balance here, stack the feet, bend the top knee, slide the foot up the calf to about knee level, then turn the knee out to the ceiling. Point the knee back forward, slide it back down, comes forward, pivot back to plank, lower the chest to the floor, hands come behind, lift the elbows, lift the arms, swim the arms around, thumbs up, space between shoulders and ears, lift arms and legs, reach everything away, like you're on a stretching rack, and lower down. Again, lift. And lower. One last time. And release, cobra. Right leg to 90-90. Straight up to kneeling. 90-90, right leg comes over, twist down to the mat, left leg straight into it, 90-90, close the gap, come to kneeling, lower back down, 90-90, reach for the mat, come all the way back over, and then push back into child's pose just briefly. Okay, right, so I've rattled through that this morning, so we've got more time to play with the animal movements. You'd be delighted to hear. I want to get some crabby, we've not done crab for ages. So let's start with the stuff that we know. Loaded beast into unload, then we'll do wave and so on. And I'll keep breaking it down as much as we need to, but let's see if we can flow through it a little bit. So from where you are there, make sure your feet are about hip distance. I'm going to tuck the toes. We're going to come straight to loaded beast. So you're going to walk the hands away first. The knees come then a little bit wider than hip distance, sinking the chest to the floor. I'm going to do unload first, so beast unload. So when you're ready, hover the knees, chin tucks, tail tucks, keep the knees an inch off the floor, come forward, shoulders past wrists. Hold at the end point. See if you can curl the tailbone any further. I'm going to feel that hollow body position, abs engaged. Take it back exactly the same way, knees stay an inch off the ground. Go again, forward, chin stays tucked. Find that end point and see if you can curl any more. Your glutes should be working hard, your abs should be working hard. And take it back exactly the same way. One last time. All the way forward, legs stay bent. And then release all the way back and lower the knees, just briefly. I'm going straight into, forgot the name, wave unload. Wave unload. So same thing here, hover the knees. Lift the hips high without traveling forward. High heels, high hips. Curl the tail, curl the upper back. You're leading with the upper back. You want to wave through the spine. The point at which you can't come any further forward, the hips are going to lower. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest. The last thing to lift is the chin. Tuck the chin first, then push the floor away. Round through the upper back, mid back, lower back. Get high with the hips, high with the heels. You may find some hamstring work, you may not. And then sink straight back down to loaded beast. We're going to go again. Lift high. Start to unload. Coming forward. Hips lower, glutes engage. Last thing to lift is the chin. Tuck the chin. Push the floor away. And round back. Hips high, heels high. Bend the knees. One last time up. Wave unload. Last thing to lift is the chin. First thing to go is the chin. Push the floor away, round it back. Finish high, lower the knees to beast, and then release. And just come off your wrist for a moment, have a bit of a wiggle, release tension. So next one, we could do, might be one of those mornings, beast reach. So one-legged, out to knee to elbow. Same thing, set yourself up for loaded beast. Toes tucked, knees wide, arms reaching. Go right leg, okay? Right leg beast reach. So hover the knees, lift into high position, bring right heel to right butt, knee to chest. Start to come forward, and as you come forward, take the knee outside the elbow as high as you can. Press the two together to give you some support, and then look forward. Going back, get up high, and as you come back down, keep the foot off the floor as long as you can. Back to your loaded beast. I'm sliding away here. Same again on the other side. Left leg, lift high, heel to butt, knee to chest. Start to travel forward. The knee comes to the outside of the elbow and presses in, and you look forward. Tuck the chin to go back. Make sure you hit the high point. As you come back down, foot stays off the ground as long as possible. Back to loaded beast. And you definitely get a reprieve after that one. We've got one more to do, scorpion. We'll do the scorpion reach because there's a twist to it, which I quite like, and I've avoided doing it. So it's just like an added layer of complexity, but we've got plenty of time. So the scorpion reach is knee to opposite wrist, circle out to the ceiling, and then we'll add the twist in. So you might want to, if you get stuck or I'm not making sense, just watch the first one, and then we'll switch sides and you can have a play. So same thing, or same starting point, loaded beast. Hover the knees, right knee, left wrist, drive it in. We know that bit, yeah? Leading with the toes, you big circle out to the side, and we've been stopping at the point where the knee's up to the ceiling, yeah? The next bit is to allow the bottom foot to twist, so the heel out to the side, which in turn will allow you to open the hip to the side. So there's that extra little bit of rotation. Now, my bottom leg is bent. It's not locked out. So that's your final point. Shin to the ceiling, really high. Coming back round, the foot straightens out. You're leading with the knee out to the side, all the way back to the wrist, and then back to loaded beast and release the knees. Does that make sense, Mirabella, Nick? Yeah, you're okay with that, yeah? It's just the final bit. There is the full scorpion, you actually go all the way over, which is quite a nice movement, but we'll get to that eventually. All right, so we'll do the other side. Find your loaded beast, hover the knees if you haven't already. Left knee, right wrist, drive it in, find the tension. Lead with the toes, out, around and up. The foot on the ground turns out, the knee soft, and you reach in your shin to the ceiling. Push the floor away. Coming back, lead with the knee, massive circle out to the side, a lot of work for the glutes, back to the wrist, drive it in, take it back, find your loaded beast, and then sink the knees down. If that dip finishes off, nothing will. Let's do some crabs. So come to static beast, knees under, what's this called in you tell me? Belly button. So starting off in static beast, hover the knees an inch off the mat. We go left leg under switch. So left foot, right hand lift. We transition all the way over into crab. So bring the hand down. So you're in crab position. Let's just lift the hips there. And then rock forward and back. So pulling with the feet, pushing with the feet to engage the hamstrings, but really it's a shoulder opener before we start going into crab reach. So rock it forwards and back, drop the hips. So it's this time it's left foot and right hand that are going to lift. Pivot back to beast. Same again on the other side. Right foot, left hand, right leg under switch. We come into our crab position. Lift the hips high, rock forward and back. Just working into the shoulders. Lower the hips down. Same thing, it's the right foot, left hand that lift. You pivot back into beast and then release the knees down. So on this next one, we'll do an under switch each side and then we'll come up into the into the crab reach. Yeah. Okay. So set static beast. When you're ready, hover the knees. Left leg under switch into crab reach. So left leg, right arm. The right hand is going to finish up in front of your face. It stays there for a moment. Lift the hips high so you're looking at the ceiling and your hand, and then reach the arm overhead and look down at the bottom hand, reaching the fingertips down to the ground. The head and the hand come back to the ceiling first, and then you lower the hips. And then we're going to go straight back the way we came into beast. So you're going to pick up your left foot, pivot over, and we're back to beast. Same again on the other side. So we're going to go beast, right leg under switch into crab reach. So right leg comes under, hand comes in front of the face. So left hand in front of the face. Lift the hips, look through the hand to the ceiling. Then reach the arm, frame the head, look down at your bottom hand. Head and hand back to the ceiling, hips lower, right foot is going under, back over to your beast, and then lower back down. Set static crab or set crab. So come over to crab. I just want to show you something. So we're going to go crab. We're going to go left leg under switch to beast, right? But the reason why, so we've been doing some limb lifts. We've been doing alternate limb lifts. And I'm going to show you why, just so it adds a little bit of ease into your transition. So set crab, push the floor away, the hips are going to lift an inch. So if we were doing left leg under switch, the left leg and the right hand are going to lift, yeah? And they just lift a tiny bit off the floor. You want it all to be small and contained. So they lift. To pivot, you need to push on the gas with your right foot. And all that means is I'm pushing down so that I can lift the heel. Now, all that kind of happens at once. So left leg, right hand, and right foot pushes into the gas, right? So it looks like that. So that when you come over, you're pivoting on that right foot. Yeah. So it's there so that you come round. And as you come back, the foot, the hand, and the heel all land roughly at the same time. I'm still working on that. Yeah, but that's the way it works. So you're trying to keep, so if you come back to crab, we'll do the transition again. So left leg, left foot, left hand lifts, you push on the gas. As you come through, so the left foot staying close to the right foot, the hands staying close to the body. So everything's small. The bigger you make it, all this kind of stuff, you'll finish up with a broader base, which doesn't leave you in a good place to lift. Just given that we had a bit of time. So let's flow through a few of those movements. No, let's go through from the beginning. Let's do set loaded beast. Knees wide, arms out. Unload first, hover the knees, keep the knees low, come forward, tail tucked, chin tucked. Take it back. Wave unload, hips high, heels high, lead with your camel hump, come forward. As you can't come forward anymore, drop the hips, squeeze the glutes. Chin's the last thing to lift. Chin's the first thing to go. Round the spine, back up high, high, high. Back down to your loaded beast. Right leg beast reach, so heel to bum. As you come forward, knee to outside elbow, press it in, look forward. Take it back, high, high, high. back down to your loaded beast. Left leg beast reach. Heel to bum on the way up, chin to chest, no, knee to chest, body part. Coming forward, knee to elbow, drive it in. Take it all the way back up, all the way down to loaded beast. Let's go scorpion reach. Right knee, left wrist, drive it in. Lead with the toes, take it all the way up. Heel out, knee bent. Shin to ceiling. Big circle leading with the knee back to the wrist. All the way back to loaded beast. Left leg scorpion reach. Left knee, right wrist. Lead with the toes, big circle. Bottom heel out, knee bent. Soft knee, shin to ceiling, toes pointed. Big circle all the way back round to the wrist. Back to loaded beast. Shuffle forward to set static beast. So knees in line with belly button. Left leg under switch to crab reach. Left leg under switch to crab. And then add the reach in. Fingertips down to the floor. Hips as high as you can. Head, hand to ceiling. Left leg under switch to beast. Right leg under switch to crab, into crab reach. Lift the hips, look at the hand, the ceiling. Reach the arm, frame the head, look down. Lift the hips even higher. Head to ceiling, or gaze to ceiling, hand to ceiling. Lower the hips back down. Right leg under switch back to beast. So right leg lifts, left leg pushes on the grass, and you pivot back over to beast. And rest. Is it just me? And we're about right to finish off with the pretzel. So coming down onto your side, top knee, bottom ankle, pull that bottom leg back to find the quad stretch. I can't balance on my ponytail. And then up at the chest to the ceiling. So, you know, I kind of talked yesterday about wiggling a little bit. You can hold, oh, today's a good day for holding for me. I can get my foot and my knee down. Yesterday, I was miles away from the floor. Every day is a different day. But if you're finding, you know, you've got that kind of spring between the two, one doesn't want to go down more than the other, you can wiggle back and forth. Control the breath. And then slowly release. I'm kind of intrigued now to see what it's going to be like on this side. It's been a couple of weeks since I got both down. So bottom ankle, top knee, pull the bottom leg back. Oh. No. I think if I forced my back foot down, I'd probably break my spine. Bugger. Oh no, we're there. We're there. The last day of the October challenge, you got both knee and foot down without sweating and shouting and swearing. I'm quite pleased with that. And slowly unravel yourself. If I had to be completely honest, I was pretty much forcing that back leg down to the floor, which I will probably pay for later. Oh, well done, chaps. I cannot believe Andrea wasn't here for the last one. How we
Thank you.
We all right? You're welcome. Nice to meet you, Diane.
Yeah, I did most of it, 90%.
Oh, well done, you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good fun. Well, I think it's good fun. I think it's great in the morning. Sets you up for the day. That's my, yeah. Right, okay, well, we start again. There isn't a session on Monday, so I'm not around Monday, but then they start again on Tuesday. So we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And then I think it's pretty much a full week. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday the following week, because I'm away next weekend. But other than that, we're good to go. And we'll carry on as we are. Well done, chaps.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good weekend. See you later. Bye.